Hi, today we'll be talking about the proteins of enamel and dentine. Now this topic is under a lot of research and many conclusions and experiments keep coming up every now and then. So in this short video we'll be including only a few basic facts which are necessary from the theoretical point of view. We'll be discussing the names of the proteins of enamel and dentine, their functions and clinical significance. Talking about the proteins of enamel. Now, enamel does not contain collagen as it is found in the other hard tissues like dentine and bone, but it does comprise of proteins, the most important being amelogenins. Apart from amelogenins, it also comprises of proteins like the enamelins, the tufulins and the ameloblastins. Talking about the amelogenin specifically, it is a protein which is said to be involved in the process of development of enamel, that is the amelogenesis. And this amelogenin actually comprises of many tissue specific proteins which are made up of amino acids like the proline, leucine, histidine, serine, glutamyl, etc. This amelogenin is synthesized by the ameloblast cells of the inner enamel epithelium, and it is a type of an extracellular matrix protein. Now, what does this amelogenin exactly do? How does it work? We all know that amelogenin is an enamel protein which comprises of amino acids and is actually important in the process of the development of the enamel. But how does it actually work? Now this amelogenin, which comprises of amino acids, it has hydrophobic residues on the outside. And the 27 amino acid portion of the amelogenin actually functions as a calcium channel. When there is a phosphorylation of the serine residue, that is one of the amino acids in the amelogenin protein, it leads to opening up of this calcium channel. And as soon as this calcium channel opens, the calcium ions zoom in through this channel and are funneled to the mineralization front in the tooth. Once the calcium ions reach the mineralization front, they help in the initiation and the mineralization of the enamel. So it is actually the phosphorylation of the serine residue which helps in opening up the calcium channel and helps the calcium ions to move to the mineralization front in the tooth. So summarizing the functions of amelogenins, it is believed to be involved in organizing the enamel rods in the tooth development. It also regulates the initiation and growth of the crystals during the mineralization of enamel. And apart from helping the initiation, mineralization and organization of the enamel, it also has been known to aid in the development of cementum by directing cementoblasts to the tooth root surface. So it also has an important role in the cementum formation. The clinical significance of amelogenin is whenever there is a mutation of this gene, it may result in amelogenesis imperfecta, a disorder of the tooth enamel development. The application of this amelogenin protein can be used in forensics as it is helpful in sex determination. The differences between the X chromosome and the Y chromosome versions of the amelogenin gene, that is the AMELX and the AMELY, are known to be helpful in determining the sex of the person and hence plays an important role in forensics. The next protein is enamelin. It is encoded by the gene ENAM and it is the largest protein in the enamel matrix, but it comprises only a very small composition, that is only approximately 5% of the total enamel protein. The clinical significance is mutation of this gene is also known to give rise to amelogenesis imperfecta, and this indicates that it too plays an important role in the process of amelogenesis apart from the protein amelogenin. Taftalin is an acidic phosphorylated glycoprotein and it is encoded by the gene TUFT1. Now this protein does not have a very important role in the process of amelogenesis, but it is known to be present for a short time during this process. Ameloblastin, the fourth enamel protein. It is also known by another name, amylin. This too comprises of a very small proportion, that is only 5 to 10% of the total enamel protein. The function of ameloblastin is that it is seen during the early secretory to the late maturation stages of amelogenesis. This shows that it is present for a very long period of time during the development of enamel. But it is still not completely understood and a lot of research is going on about this protein. But it is believed that apart from the enamel mineralization, it helps in controlling the elongation of the enamel crystals. So this is a unique function of the ameloblastin protein, that apart from the enamel mineralization, initiation and development, it plays an important role in controlling the elongation of the enamel crystals. Enamel matrix derivative. Now this is not a protein, but it is actually an extract which is derived from a fetal tooth material, and it is extracted with a purpose of research or to use it in an innovative approach towards regeneration of any soft tissue or hard tissue after a tooth destruction. So this too is under a lot of research and it may be used later on for a lot of innovative approaches. Now what led to the discovery of this enamel derived extract? Now we all know that there are three main hard tissues of the tooth, that is the enamel, dentine and the cementum, where the enamel is the superficial layer, the dentine forms the most of the tooth, and the cementum is the one which is covering the root. In the mid-1990s, it was discovered that apart from the enamel which was present in the superficial layer, there was a thin layer of enamel also present between the dentine and the cementum, and this enamel was responsible for laying down the cementum. It played an important role in cementogenesis. So apart from the enamel proteins helping in the formation of enamel, it also helps in the process of cementogenesis. And this led to the researchers to conclude that the presence of acellular cementum acts to signal the development of periodontal ligament fibers followed by the new alveolar bone, thus leading to the formation of the tissues of the periodontium. So this enamel derived extract, which helps in the formation of cementum, can also lead to the formation of tissues of periodontium and can help in tissue reconstruction in cases where the tissue of the tooth has been destroyed. So this enamel derived extract can be helpful in a lot of ways later on. Making use of this finding, the enamel matrix derivative was introduced in the year 1996, and it is a commercially prepared and purified extract of the enamel matrix proteins, and it mainly comprises of the protein amelogenin, and this promotes PDL fibroblast proliferation and growth. A small recap of the enamel proteins. The amelogenin, which is the most important protein of the enamel, comprises of 80 to 90%, and it regulates the initiation and the growth of the crystals. Apart from helping the enamel, it is also known to help in the development of cementum, and this discovery led to the formation of an enamel derived extract, which can be later used for innovative approaches of forming the tooth. The next is the enamelin, which comprises of only 5%, and it is known to play a role in the process of amelogenesis. Tuftelin also comprises of 5%, and it is present only for a short period of time during the process of amelogenesis. Ameloblastin or amylin comprises of 5 to 10%, and apart from enamel mineralization, it is also known to control the elongation of the enamel crystals. Enamel derived extract, which comprises of amelogenin and was discovered and in the year 1996, has been shown to promote PDL fibroblast proliferation and growth. Coming to the proteins of dentine. Dentine is a collagen-based mineralized tissue, unlike enamel, and it consists of an inorganic apatite crystallites embedded in an extracellular matrix. Now, in addition to collagen, the dentine organic matrix contains several proteins and proteoglycans. These proteins and proteoglycans are collectively known as the non-collagenous proteins. So apart from collagen, the dentine also comprises of the non-collagenous proteins. Now the function of this non-collagenous proteins is it helps in actively promoting, controlling, regulating fibrillogenesis, crystal growth and mineralization during dentinogenesis. So the non-collagen proteins present in dentine are actually responsible and help in the process of dentinogenesis. So this is something similar to what we saw earlier, like the enamel matrix proteins played an important role in amelogenesis. The proteins of dentine play an important role in the process of dentinogenesis. Now similarly to the collagen fibrils, these non-collagenous proteins which are present in dentine, they are synthesized by the odontoblasts, and they are seen in both. They can also be seen in predentine as they are also seen in the mineralized dentine. Now these non-collagenous proteins are again of two types. They may either be proteoglycans or the glycoproteins. The proteoglycans are decorin, biglycan, fibromodulin, lumican, osteoetherin and versican. Whereas the glycoproteins, the examples of them are osteocalcin, osteonectin, sibling proteins like the osteopontin, bone sialoprotein, dentine matrix protein, dentine sialophosphoprotein and the matrix extracellular phosphoglycoprotein. Now there are a lot of names of the dentine proteins, but the most important ones to be discussed are the dentine matrix protein and the dentine sialophosphoprotein. Talking about the dentine sialophosphoprotein, which is also known as the DSPP. This comes under the group of non-collagenous proteins, the glycoproteins or the sibling proteins. This is the only protein which is uniquely produced by the odontoblasts. So it is a very important protein of the dentine. It is a non-collagenous sibling protein. This is later cleaved into 3 functional proteins. What are these 3 functional proteins? It is the dentine phosphoprotein, which is taken from the C-terminal end, the dentine sialoprotein, which is taken from the N-terminal end, and the dentine glycoprotein, which is from the middle of the molecule. So this dentine sialophosphoprotein actually comprises of 3 functional proteins: dentine phosphoprotein, dentine sialoprotein, and dentine glycoprotein. The next important protein is the dentine matrix protein. The dentine matrix acidic phosphoprotein 1 is the full name, and it is encoded by the gene DMP1. This is an extracellular matrix protein and a member of the small integrin binding ligand N-linked glycoprotein. So like the protein earlier, that is the dentine sialophosphoprotein, this protein also comes under the group of non-collagenous glycoproteins or non-collagenous sibling proteins. The functions of all these dentine proteins, whether they are proteoglycans or whether they are glycoproteins, are: proteoglycans are believed to prevent premature mineralization of the organic matrix. The DSP, that is the dentine sialoprotein, and the DMP, that is the dentine matrix protein, they inhibit the growth of predentine, and they also prevent the occlusion of the dentinal tubules. All the non-collagenous proteins, whether they are proteoglycans or they are the glycoproteins, all of them regulate mineral deposition. The clinical significance is mutation of any of these 2 important proteins, the DSP or the DMP, may cause dentinogenesis imperfecta. A recap of the dentine proteins. These dentine proteins may either be glycoproteins or they may be proteoglycans. The glycoproteins, the important ones are the dentine sialophosphoprotein, also known as the DSPP, which can be cleaved into 3 important functional proteins: the dentine phosphoprotein, the dentine sialoprotein, and the dentine glycoprotein. The second important glycoprotein is the dentine matrix protein. All these glycoproteins inhibit the growth of predentine and prevent occlusion of tubules, and they also regulate the mineral deposition. The next group is the proteoglycans. The examples of proteoglycans are the decorin, the biglycan, fibromodulin, lumican, osteoatherin, and versican. All these proteoglycans prevent the premature mineralization of the organic matrix, and they also regulate mineral deposition like the glycoproteins. So from theoretical point of view, the 2 important proteins of dentine to be remembered are the dentine sialophosphoprotein and the dentine matrix protein. Thank you.